strategy. You just wanted attention. You were being an attention whore. And so
Strategy, it seems, was merely a cry for attention. Angel Reese was spotlight-seeking, and when her basketball prowess fell short, she sought out other ways to stand out, reminiscent of a child starved for its parents' attention. Now, as the WNBA hands down a lifetime suspension, Reese is in turmoil, frantically trying to pin the blame on her coach, Teresa Weatherspoon, alleging it was Weatherspoon's idea to use steroids. If Weatherspoon truly cared about her player, she wouldn't manipulate Reese into becoming just another statistic in another concocted scandal. But let's be real, Angel, at 22 years old, is far beyond the age where she can claim naivete. It stretches credulity to think she was unaware of the rules, like a child misled. In the realm of sports, this is almost farcical. A player who makes dramatic rebounds and attends games in minimal attire? There's so much to unpack here. The sports community, along with the media, are beginning to expose the truth. Even with basketball greats like Sheryl Swoopes and A'ja Wilson rallying to her defense, it appears too late for Reese. She's in dire need of guidance, yet it seems no one can rescue her now. The absurdity of Angel Reese's situation is plain to see. Delving into the matter, it's apparent that athletes caught using steroids are typically slapped with a minor suspension, nothing more than a few games, a mere 20 games perhaps, and then it's back to the game, the stigma marked only by a small asterisk next to their name. It's intended to be a mild rebuke, after which they hope for collective amnesia. However, Angel Reese faces far more severe consequences, a lifetime exclusion. This isn't just about penalizing poor conduct, it's about the damage being done to her and her fellow players. Indeed, the very athlete once touted as the next revolution in women's basketball is now sidelined permanently. This setback isn't merely a hiccup, it's a cataclysmic nosedive, a scandal that has captivated the public's attention. Consider whether this is unprecedented in basketball. Certainly not. Recall 2017 when NBA player Joakim Noah received a 20-game suspension for a similar infraction. Yet his penalty was akin to a brief pause, a modest corner timeout, after which he rejoined the game. Angel, on the other hand, is notorious for her confrontations with detractors, for her defiant retorts. Unfortunately, she won't have the opportunity to recover her career. This marks not just a setback, but a definitive end to her sports journey. A situation far graver than Noah's, underscoring a stringent crackdown by the league. Steroids have become such a taboo that merely mentioning them might provoke judgmental glares. Fast forward to 2024, and once again, the sports world finds itself embroiled in scandal. However, this time it's unprecedented in magnitude for the WNBA, which has never before navigated a controversy of this scale. So, what led Angel Reese to sabotage her career so dramatically? Let's take a step back to her induction into the league. Angel was heralded as a transformative force for the Chicago Sky, brimming with potential and enveloped in hype. Yet, rather than flourishing, she found herself overshadowed by the towering presence of Caitlin Clark. In a desperate bid for attention, reminiscent of a child neglected by its parents, Angel diverted her focus away from honing her skills. And when I mention Clark was dominant, I mean she was shattering records as a routine, amassing an astonishing 761 points in her debut season, all while steering clear of any off-court drama. In stark contrast, Angel struggled to make a significant impact, barely managing to reach double digits in half of her initial 10 games. The comparisons were unforgiving, and truthfully, Angel was nowhere near matching up. As the pressure mounted, Angel, now styling herself as the antagonist, set her sights on the queen of the court. She began targeting an audience that likely included viewers of The View, whom she oddly referred to as Swiffers. Overwhelmed by the pressure, Angel resorted to tactics aimed at maintaining her relevance, hurling insults, feigning injuries, and levying racial accusations against Clark. However, none of these strategies gained traction because, at the end of the day, it's pure talent that speaks volumes, and Clark's performance was deafening. Facing dwindling options, Angel chose a perilous path: steroids. But steroids in the WNBA aren't like those in college basketball, where sloppy play might slide. Here, the pros are ruthless and ready to capitalize on any weakness. Did Angel Reese resort to steroids to dodge the humiliation of losing the Rookie of the Year title to Caitlin Clark? Supposedly, steroids provide a competitive edge, enhanced muscle mass, quicker recovery, and increased stamina, theoretically making a player stronger, swifter, and more formidable. Yet, even armed with this illegal advantage, Angel failed to match up to Clark's stellar performance. She experienced fleeting success in a few matches, but Clark continued to dominate as a superstar, leaving Angel in her wake. Compounding the turmoil was Angel's coach, Teresa Weatherspoon, who was implicated in supporting Angel's misguided venture into steroid use. It's disheartening to see. Teresa Weatherspoon, a former WNBA standout known simply as Spoon, was a phenomenal player, yet she found herself dismissed from the Chicago Sky under dubious circumstances. Rather than guiding Angel to elevate her game through legitimate means, Teresa purportedly chose to endorse the risky shortcut of steroids. Now, both face severe repercussions, with Teresa also under suspension. What kind of mentorship did this represent? One that has ultimately sidelined both coach and player. This tragic trajectory didn't need to be Angel's story. Resorting to steroids was a desperate move to cling to the limelight, but it spectacularly backfired. Driven by envy of Caitlin Clark's success, Angel's decision to cheat has cost her dearly, exacting the steepest of penalties. I truly believe this situation could be seen as a blessing in disguise, an opportunity for reflection, because, honestly, comparing one team's dynamic to another like Caitlin Clark's setup isn't fair. You can't measure your own success against someone else's achievements. What were the expectations here? Instead of celebrating her skills, Angel Reese will now be remembered as the player who resorted to cheating and lost everything. This scenario transcends basketball. It highlights the lengths to which someone will go when they feel eclipsed by another's excellence. And we must consider the broader implications this scandal has on the WNBA. The league has been tirelessly working to enhance its visibility, to expand its fan base, and to establish itself as more than merely a companion to the NBA. But now, this steroid controversy has cast a shadow over the WNBA's integrity. I believe Angel Reese harbors jealousy towards Caitlin Clark. She seems to perceive Clark as the root cause of her troubles. But think about it, was Angel really the only one feeling the heat? Absolutely not. The Chicago Sky took decisive action, accusing her of more than merely using steroids for personal gain. For them, this wasn't just about violating a few rules. Angel Reese effectively dashed their playoff dreams and devastated the team's morale. This wasn't discussed in hushed tones. They took legal action, decisively throwing Reese under the bus with a lawsuit supported by undeniable evidence. They argued that her use of steroids didn't elevate the team but plunged them into turmoil. The Chicago Sky bid farewell to Teresa Weatherspoon, declaring it time for a change that necessitated Weatherspoon's departure. However, Angel's poor choices were just part of the story. Her actions disrupted the entire team dynamic. And who was exacerbating the situation? Teresa Weatherspoon, the head coach whose fixation on Angel overshadowed her coaching responsibilities. Weatherspoon's blind loyalty to Reese led her to sideline other talented players, concentrating almost exclusively on Reese. You're supposed to be a mentor, not manipulate your player into becoming yet another headline or scandal. Consider Camila Cardoso, a player brimming with potential. Did she receive her chance to shine? Unfortunately, no. Weatherspoon was overly focused on supporting Angel, who frankly wasn't performing. It wasn't just Cardoso feeling sidelined. The entire squad sensed they were being sacrificed for the sake of Reese's dwindling career. The resultant dysfunction was palpable, and the dismal performance statistics speak volumes. Prior to the Olympic break in 2024, the Chicago Sky was holding steady, not dominating the WNBA but maintaining a competitive stance. However, following the break, their season spiraled into disaster. The team's record plummeted to 3-13, culminating in a demoralizing final tally of 13-27 for the season. Fans were stunned and analysts were at a loss, witnessing the team's rapid decline. The blame was directed squarely at Angel Reese and Teresa Weatherspoon, whose combined influence seemed to single-handedly undermine the team's foundation. Their actions and the ensuing drama painted a clear picture of commitment, albeit to the wrong causes, surrounding a facade that only deepened the team's troubles. In the wake of these events, the lawsuit brought by Sky officials highlighted the severe impact of Reese's steroid-driven behavior, which they attributed as a significant factor in creating a toxic locker room environment. This toxicity fractured the team dynamics, eroding trust and cooperation to the point where the Sky resembled a group of dispirited individuals rather than a unified team. Angel Reese, tasked with leading, instead led her team into chaos, exacerbating the situation further with every misstep. As we delve deeper into Teresa Weatherspoon's involvement, it becomes evident that her culpability is substantial. Once a revered figure in women's basketball, Weatherspoon now faces a tarnished legacy in the suspension that mirrors the disarray she helped foster. Rather than guiding Reese away from detrimental choices, Weatherspoon perpetuated the steroid use, prioritizing competitiveness over integrity. This decision wasn't merely poor judgment, it was a catastrophic misstep that effectively ended her coaching career. Her insistence on supporting Reese, despite glaring issues, suggests a disconnect from the broader team dynamics that needed her attention. The most troubling aspect is the awareness Weatherspoon knew the stakes and the scrutiny yet continued on this destructive path. She possessed the tools and knowledge to lead the Chicago Sky to success, but chose instead to focus disproportionately on Reese, who was clearly struggling both on and off the court. Now, Weatherspoon's reputation is irreversibly damaged, viewed by fans and players alike as the architect behind one of the most notorious scandals in WNBA history. This fall from grace is profound, transforming her from a respected coach to a central figure in a debacle that has marred her career indelibly. Angel Reese's reflective comment, "I'm heartbroken. I'm literally lost for words knowing what this woman meant to me at such a pivotal point in my life," underscores the personal betrayal felt amidst the professional fallout. Weatherspoon's suspension, while a direct consequence of her actions, serves as a justified end to a saga that should have been navigated far differently. Her failure to heed warning signs, dismiss concerns from other players, and allow a damaging culture to flourish under her watch are unforgivable errors for someone in her position. The perception of her role in this catastrophe has cemented her legacy as a cautionary tale of what happens when a coach loses sight of their fundamental responsibilities.